started. It's Giving Tuesday. Today, my name is Lindsay. I'm our annual giving manager here at Treehouse. And I'm joined with Claire, our youth adult partnerships manager. Good morning, Claire.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
I'm so excited that it's Giving Tuesday. We have a huge goal today to raise $160,000 for Treehouse, and that directly supports youth and young adults that we serve across the whole state of Washington. And so thank you so much for folks that have already donated. We're already at $48,000. So feel free to make your gift if you haven't yet at treehouseforkids.org/donate. So we're at 30% of our goal as we kick off the morning, and it's really awesome and exciting that we have so many folks that have already chosen to support us and our work today. So I see, thank you to Kathy, Sonia, Pamela, our dear friend, Sandra. Thank you so much for folks who have chosen to give. We have a matching challenge today. So the first $60,000 that are donated are going to be matched by our challenge pool. So visit treehouseforkids.org/donate. Thank you so much to the Keogh Family Foundation and our anonymous friends for setting up that matching challenge and really making sure folks' impact is stretched even further today. It means so much to us that you consider joining. There's a ton of great work going on in our communities, and I hope that you find nonprofits and causes that are really meaningful to you. I know that Treehouse, we partner with a lot of organizations as well, and it's just a really fabulous way to get support, make connections, and make sure that we are building strong ties with folks in meaningful ways. So as part of our Facebook Live, Claire's joining me today, and we just want to share out some of our work that is new and ways that gifts make a difference. And so thank you so much again, Claire, for joining. Could you just share a little bit about your role, what you do? I know that's a big question.
Totally. Yeah. Thanks for inviting me, Lindsay. So my role is a new one here at Treehouse. It's the Youth Adult Partnerships Manager. And for a long time, Treehouse has been, noticing that has been saying that we want to center the voices of those that we serve and really partner with youth. And we've been doing that in many different ways. That's, ed specialists are partnering with the high schoolers that they work with, and our launch success coaches are working with young adults, people in the store and driver's assistants and tribal engagement team. People have been partnering with youth in many different ways and many different forms. And as our organization continues to grow, the Treehouse felt that we needed to kind of build out some new platforms and ways for youth voice to be centered in the work that we're doing on multiple levels in the organization. And so my role, I get to help run this pilot year program called the Fellowship Program, which is a 10-month-long part-time employment opportunity for young adults who have lived experience of the foster care system in Washington State. So we put out the call and had a lot of applicants, and it was one of the hardest decisions of my life to go through that process of interviewing everyone. But we ended up with 8 amazing fellows who are working with Treehouse from September through June, working part-time with us. And the basis of the fellowship program is that it's an opportunity for them to develop themselves personally and professionally in a cohort of peers. So there's a lot of sharing, learning together and spending time with one another, setting goals about kind of what direction they want to go in professionally and what their personal growth areas might be. And they're also doing some consulting work with Treehouse in different strategic areas that we're growing into. And they'll soon here be choosing some projects that they'll focus on for the duration of the rest of the fellowship. And those projects are kind of all around the different departments of the organization, and they're an amazing opportunity for the fellows to build skills and also to really impact Treehouse's work and shape the way that, that we're doing our service and our systems change work here at the organization. So it's an honor to get to work with those folks for sure.
Yeah. And what did it look like for you and your team to build that program?
Yeah. Well, so we knew we wanted to do an employment opportunity. And then kind of beyond that, we looked at some best practices from some other organizations that we partner closely with, including Mockingbird Society and Think of Us, and some other organizations that are kind of working in the same realm of youth engagement, youth empowerment, youth voice, and specifically with youth who've been in foster care. And yeah, so we kind of knew we wanted it to be a meaningful experience for the fellows, and we knew that we wanted it to be real work for Treehouse. We didn't want to set them kind of some busy work. We wanted to give them the real opportunity to build out the organization's capacity to partner with youth and young adults going forward. And it really came down to, believing that young people are the experts in their own experience, and that we need to listen and support what they tell us that they want and need. And that also not only in their own experience, but that they have key insights for the service and systems change work that Treehouse is striving to do. And so we really can't do this work without them. We need that relationship. We need to be in partnership along the whole journey in order to develop meaningful services, and also to advocate for effective change that has the impact that we're wanting to have.
That's so cool. And it's awesome to hear that our direct service partnerships with youth are really transforming to make sure that youth aren't just part of it, but they're true leaders and the ones that are helping shape the future as Treehouse expands. For folks tuning in, Treehouse is doing a ton of work to expand our programs statewide to make sure youth in foster care, no matter where they live in Washington, have access and support to resources that they need. Also, for folks just tuning in, feel free to ask us questions in the chat. We would love to hear from you of ways that you are supporting Treehouse, or how our impact is making a difference, but also if you have questions about our programs and our work that's going on. Claire, so with these 8 fellows that are starting, I'm sure you're doing a lot of work around like norming and building relationship and community with each other. What is kind of like the first few months looked like for this group?
Yeah, exactly like you said, Lindsay. A lot of getting to know you. This is a cohort that's forming and getting to meet each other. So yeah, we did a lot of so first of all, they went through the same onboarding experience as all of the other Treehouse employees, because they're employees. So they did all that same onboarding stuff. And then, yeah, we did a lot of getting to know you, a lot of what are the skills and strengths that you're bringing in that you might be able to offer and share with the rest of the cohort. What are the things that you're coming in wanting to learn and develop? One of the things that we heard over and over is a desire to kind of build professional connections and build that network. And the Treehouse staff and community has been so awesome at being welcoming and sharing information. I think about my own kind of professional journey, and so much of what shaped me is who I got to talk with and what I got to see be possible. And so yeah, the fellows have been really excited to make those connections and ask really excellent questions. I'm consistently impressed with like the ways that their questions bring out deep insights in people, whether that's for their own kind of professional development learning, or whether that's, like I said, some of Treehouse's strategic issues. They've already been really shaping the way that I do my work. And I think that that's true of the other Treehouse staff that they've been interacting with. So we did a lot of, kind of cohort building, some exploration around like what is Treehouse and what are our different programs and what are some of the strategic issues and exciting things that are happening around the organization right now. They're now in the process of kind of discerning what projects they're going to be focusing on. And like I said earlier, those projects are really I didn't expect this, but it's turned out that they're all really about building capacity for Treehouse to better serve and accompany all these wonderful young people that we have the privilege to accompany, and to do our systems change work in a way that will allow young people to thrive. So yeah, so they're getting to like learn about those projects and think about what the best kind of growth opportunities and fits might be for them. Yeah.
Cool. Ooh, Brian said hi on Facebook. Hello, Brian. Thanks for joining. Brian works with us at Treehouse. So thank you for waking up and starting your Giving Tuesday with us. I think, for folks that work in office jobs, we sometimes forget that youth and young adults are these strong visionary leaders, and this program is really helping to transform both at Treehouse and hopefully with our partnerships and community, how we see youth voice and how we integrate them fully to have seats at the table and shape the work that we're doing. I think you've shared a little bit about this, but for the cohort of our first pilot year, what are some of the things that you want the fellows to walk away with after they're done?
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying the things that they have told me that they want to walk away with right now, right? Which is with a meaningful experience that they know how to speak about and how to connect to whatever their next steps are, so that they're not, if they work at Treehouse, that'd be awesome. But also, like, they may want to go into marketing, they may want to go into IT. There's so many opportunities for them, and so our hope is that this experience will make their resumes and their interviews more compelling and stronger as they go for their dreams. I also hope that they leave with a sense of community. Like I said, that cohort experience is something that almost every single one of them mentioned as being something that they're looking forward to about the fellowship. I'm hoping they walk away with like a sense of having made a meaningful impact, with some really concrete and applicable skills and experiences that they can take and share in the rest of the world, and with some good connections both with peers and also with other professionals. Like I said before, I'm also hoping and expecting that Treehouse will walk away from this first year different as well, and we'll be taking some things. We're only 3 months in, but the amount of vulnerability and trust and ambiguity that has been required to be in this process together is, I think, really transformative. It's really required for us to do this power sharing work, for us to be able to notice what assumptions we're bringing in with us. And it's really deeply connected to, I would say, our anti-racism and equity work as well, that those practices for sharing power between youth and young adults are also some of the things that will help kind of dismantle other systems of oppression. And so that, it feels really integrated in with all of our work that we're doing around Treehouse. And I'm excited for the fellows to grow in this experience, and I'm excited for Treehouse staff to grow as well.
That's so awesome. For folks that are joining us, feel free to pop questions in the chat. We'll try to answer them. I am seeing, so today's Giving Tuesday. That's where one of the reasons why we've decided to do Facebook Live this morning. But we have a $60,000 matching challenge, and we are about halfway through. So please make your gift early so it can be matched and your impact can be doubled. And you can do that at treehouseforkids.org/donate. I see a few folks that have given recently. Cheryl, Barbara, D, you're so awesome. Candy wrote that she worked for Treehouse from 2003 to 2005, and how deeply happy she is to support Treehouse and the youth it serves. I think hearing from you today, Claire, about the ways that we're not just serving youth, we're involving them directly in decision-making, leadership building, capacity building for our organization has been really, really exciting. before we hop off, is there any last words you want to share about the fellowship program or causes that really inspire you today on Giving Tuesday?
Ooh, I'll just say that this fellowship program has me thinking a lot about partnership and how something I've been saying is that in order to partner well with young people, we also need to partner well with each other. And that means staff internally in the organization, that we all need to find alignment and kind of break down silos and be partners with each other. And I think that also extends beyond the kind of the internal treehouse community to our partners and donors, to volunteers, to other community organizations that we work alongside. And I just see this as a journey that kind of keeps drawing us deeper and deeper into the work as we go. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's tuning in. Thank you, Lindsay and development team for hosting this. Yeah, I appreciate you.
Sweet. Thank you for being here. I know folks don't necessarily see her right now, but Catherine is my Giving Tuesday buddy and our social media manager, and our marketing team does so much work for Treehouse and spreading news and updates. And so I'm hugely grateful to them and everyone at Treehouse. So please continue to check in throughout the day. We're going live again at noon with Dawn Rains, who is our president. So if you're able to join, then that's another great opportunity to ask questions. But yeah, happy Giving Tuesday. Thank you so much for being part of it. Claire, thank you so much again for sharing about the Fellows Program and all the cool work that you guys are doing.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.